All right, dude. Good to see you, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Four Dads podcast. Um, it was an awesome weekend. A lot of travel, um, a lot of eventful stuff going on with, as we all know, the arrest of Scottie Scheffler. I mean, Sandra Schauffele hanging on for all 4 days at what apparently was a very tough Valhalla.
Apparently, but I mean, they shot 20 under. How hard is it?
I don't know. I mean, people are saying that the course is known to be, being very difficult, and so again, for him to shoot, for him to be 20 under, like, yeah, it's he just played it really well. I
Is
mean,
that
we've seen it.
considered wire to wire when you're leading after the first round? Is that considered so?
Mhm.
First round, second round, third round, fourth round. That's considered a wire to wire
Yeah.
win, correct? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, yep, or start to finish. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, man. I mean, I know, we didn't get to watch the last day, but um,
Well,
but
TJ was on the cart, man. He was catching
yeah,
up with it.
yeah, TJ was watching it, which again, dude, so like he loved you, dude. He loved you the whole way. He's like, dude, he's such a good guy, such an awesome personality. I'm like, yeah. Like, I've known this guy for a long time, and he's always been a super genuine, honest person. So, I was like, this is our second venture going together. I said we try to build out an application, do all this stuff, and now here we are with a I'd say fairly successful podcast. Hopefully, just continuing to trend upward. But
Right.
yeah, man. Overall, like, I mean, what do you think? Let's just jump into the PGA.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the real big talk is Scottie Scheffler getting arrested, and the fact that they're holding all the recordings. They're not releasing any audio. Like, the actual video of him being arrested was deleted from Instagram. It was deleted from Twitter. It just up and
No way.
disappeared. Yeah. I
didn't hear about that. No way.
Oh yeah. So that's like the one thing is somehow it was up. Whoever recorded it, and now it's all gone. You can't find it. You can't hear the audio. But I don't know, man. The what is it? The Louisville? Yeah, Louisville. No. Yeah, Louisville police is gonna. I don't know. My whole thing is, do you think he's going to sue?
Potentially. I mean, that whole situation, man. I still remember, what was it? It was Friday morning, waking up and being like, Scottish, seeing the alerts on my phone, so the Scottish Scheffler number one golfer arrested. I'm like, there's no way. What the heck did Scotty do? He literally had a kid like 2 weeks ago, Bennett Scheffler. He always talks about his faith. And obviously people can make mistakes, right? That we're human. We make mistakes. That's completely normal. But you've never heard of any like addictions. You never heard of any, negativity from him ever, not even in his past. And for me to wake up to that and then to find out what it was, like someone, RIP, was killed earlier that morning. One of the volunteers, like a horrible, horrible thing has happened, but he's showing up at 5:30 to get a workout in, and then obviously do his stretches and everything at the club. Even my wife's like, why didn't you just like work out at the hotel? And I'm like, well, everything's there, like at these courses, everything is there. And if I was in that situation, I would rather not like work out at the hotel. I'd rather do everything there. So worst case scenario, something happens, you lose track of time, whatever, you're there, you're at the course, you already have your clothes there, you got your clubs there. Oh, wait, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. Well, Stephanie, he is Scottie Scheffler. So the fact of him potentially being seen going into the hotel,
that too is a big thing. He's not really going to get that good of a workout, but like the fact that I think it was raining too. So it was raining. It was early in the morning, and the cops, and I put quotations because apparently they weren't as identifiable in that video that you're talking about. The one from the ESPN reporter that talked about it, people took screenshots of that video, and I'm sure the video is still up somewhere. People recorded that video on their screen recording, and it was not clear. It's also super early morning, and even if you have your coffee that early in the morning, like it's early, you're not all there. You're just going through the motions. You're not expecting you're going to run into a massive traffic jam because you're not expecting someone to pass away or having all these lights or all these cops. And with everything happening nowadays, with the not riots, but the protests that are going on and people stopping traffic, you don't know if that's someone who's just stopping traffic and they could have a gun, they could do something to your car, they could damage it. Like the last thing you want to do is stop. And I don't know, it just the way it was handled and how you said that the recordings are now gone. Even on the police report, they marked recording and it was held. They're holding on to it for the time being. And yet what is it? The mayor came out and said, "Oh, we can't find any recordings or anything like that." It's like, but the police report is legal or not legal, it's public, and we saw it that you guys do have it. So they're definitely going to have to backtrack on this, and they're just making themselves look really bad in this situation. Yeah. And then the poor guys rip pants. The poor guys rip pants. You see that? Everyone's like, "Oh man, his 80 pair of pants. Oh man, God forbid."
Yeah.
Just like, dude.
I mean, it's even when we talked about it, at the course. I mean, TJ's a sheriff himself. He's getting towards the end of his career. I mean, even he was very vocal every time we spoke about it, talking about trigger happy new rookie coming on board, like not knowing protocols, not knowing how to communicate effectively. Like he's like, it's super common. He's like, I see it every day. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about a guy who's been in the force and in the military combined of like 40 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of spirals here. I don't know. I think everyone's waiting to see what Scottie's going to do. Cause I mean, he does have a legal right to do something.
Right. Apparently the cop had a Facebook page in the morning, and then about like mid-afternoon or early afternoon, it was gone. Because obviously that information comes out.
Yeah.
It's like,
I saw that too.
He just set himself up for I'm sure he's been getting death threats, and I feel for the guy. But when you put yourself in that kind of situation, you're gonna have people reaching out being stupid anyway.
I mean, you want to say like the guy was just doing his job. Like I'm sure.
But we can't tell because there's no camera, right?
Yeah,
there's no camera recording, so we don't know. What's he doing?
Exactly. I mean, the cyber road warriors of Scottie Scheffler are not shy in any way. So,
oh, man.
you're talking about the next potential Tiger Woods here.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like when he got arrested, he got arrested and he was going to miss his tee time. Obviously, that was going to happen. He was going to miss his tee time. But then, because of this tragedy that had happened, not him getting arrested, but the volunteer getting killed, they pushed back the tee times like an hour or two. And he's like, "Oh crap, I might actually make my tee time." So Scottie Scheffler legitimately stretches in his jail cell. He gets a nice sandwich, apparently a good sandwich, and he's watching. There's a TV in like that he could see from his cell, and he's like watching himself on TV with like the breaking news: Scottie Scheffler, arrested, and goes out and shoots a 4 under. Makes his tee time. I think we might get out there like 20, 30 minutes before the tee time. Shoots a 4 under. These guys, how early do you think they get to the course? Like 2 hours? Like if they weren't doing like a workout, well, they probably all are. You think they're getting like 3 hours before their round? Or how early you think they're getting to the golf course before their round to prepare, whether it's mentally, on the course, wedge work, all their things? How much time do you think pros take?
2.5 hours?
2.5 hours? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. So 20, 30 minutes, going out shooting 4 under at a major, not just a regular golf tournament where he could have just like, okay, I'm just going to withdraw because it doesn't really matter. Like a major, shoots a 4 under. Xander Schauffele pulled out all the stops to get this man arrested to make sure that the conspiracy theorists out there, doing whatever they can to make it that there was someone behind this, and man, I mean, even I think Will Zalatoris, and who was it? There's another player. Will Zalatoris and another player legitimately got out of their courtesy vehicles to walk about a mile to the course. And also, that's another key point. Scottie Scheffler was in a courtesy vehicle. And these vehicles are obvious ones to note that they are people that need to get through. So it's easier for the patrolman or whatever to say, hey, they need to go to the course. They're not a spectator. They're part of the thing, whether it's a volunteer, whether it's a pro, whether it's a caddy. And so that's another like layer to it that isn't really getting talked about too much, where it's like, why are these? I know there's another, again, the tragedy is the tragedy, but there's still got to be cops that are like, hey, is this car okay? Yeah, it's a courtesy vehicle. You can let him through. You know, like there's got to be this one or two cops on there that's like, no, he's good, let him through. Like,
Yeah.
just a bad
Well,
situation.
I think the thing is that Scottie was trying to, I mean, again, just all the information that's kind of been going on, it seems like Scottie was actually trying to do what the guy said, but instead the guy like tried to get him to stop, and it was out of Scottie's vision. So then he holds on to the car and then basically is trying to get Scottie to stop. And they said exactly 10 yards Scottie went, where this guy is just being dragged along on the car, apparently. And that was where he just like pulled his gun out, ripped open the door, said, get out, you know, and all this different stuff. It's just like stories all over the place. But again, you know, it's, I don't know, man. It was just a very, very weird and a very unfortunate situation.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, I just hope it all gets resolved. There are people out there saying that Scottie Scheffler is gonna like do jail time, and I'm like, dude, Scottie Scheffler, it's his first offense, and it's not even anything crazy.
Dude, and on
what
top of that,
doing?
he got a full police escort back.
With I think it was not the owner? What do you call it of the golf course? Maybe the owner of the golf course, whoever is like the CEO of the golf course, or like the board or whatever, who runs the golf course.
The head pro?
No, not the head pro. Like maybe not even the GM. Who's the highest up at like a big golf course? What's the title? Is it owner?
A GM, director of golf.
Well, whoever the highest one was for Valhalla, he was in the front seat, the passenger seat.
Yeah, I have to say it has to be like the general manager.
Yeah,
has to be him.
But I mean, overall, like we talked about it, even without this whole thing, I came out and said last week that he hadn't played for a few weeks. I don't expect him to win. I expect him to play pretty well. Scottie Scheffler's been playing well, but he hasn't been in competitive golf for a few weeks. He's kind of been off. We don't know what that toll is going to have on his body, being a new dad, how much sleep he's getting. There was so few, so little information that came out about the birth of his son. Like I think for like a few days or even like a week, no one knew if it was a boy or a girl, what the name was. It was very, very well done when it comes to keeping all those private details private for as long as they could.
I mean, dude, it was all a play. Like Rory had to distract the news of Scottie Scheffler's son by getting a divorce, so that way no one wanted to ask any questions.
Yep.
You know.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, but he played well. I mean, I don't think he
played bad.
I think he had back-to-back bogeys for the first time in like 2 years or something insane. But where did he end up? He ended up tied 8th, which ended up 13 under. But what I thought was crazy, besides obviously Xander Schauffele winning his first major, Bryson DeChambeau second with like a 20 under. And the fact that Bryson was just chomping at the bit, and I think Xander might have, what did he do on the last hole? Did he get?
I think he birdied it.
He might have had. I think he did birdie it to win. It's like a 6-footer. But Bryson DeChambeau again with those Avoda irons. I'm thinking he might end up winning a major. There's 2 more left. You got the U.S. Open, which he's won before, obviously different course this time. But then you also have the actual Open, the Open, and I'm not sure how he'll do in those kind of windy conditions. I feel like it depends. It's on or off. But those irons, dude, and the 2 majors he has played this year, they have been firing on all cylinders, and he was putting well, chipped in for eagle, I think, on either Friday or Saturday. Played really, really well. And did you see that video of him where he tossed the ball to a kid and someone grabbed it and he like yelled him down? He was like, "Hey!"
The dude like ran off. Yeah, the guy like ran off. Yeah,
dude. And one last thing I'll say.
Yeah.
One last thing I was gonna say, just because before I lose my train of thought, it's one of the guys I follow on Twitter. He's a Cleveland fan, so like I follow a lot of people that are Cleveland fans, just regular average Joes like myself. Since there's no one out here besides my parents that I could talk to about Cleveland sports, and this guy's like going to I was able to be a volunteer this weekend at the PGA Championship, and I'm like, no way, dude, let me know how that goes. And he commented on the video, dude. He's like, I was right there. And I'm like, no way. How was he? He's like, it was actually like a lot of fun. Like I had an absolute blast and super stoked for him, super jealous. And sorry, go for it.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I love how Bryson called that guy out immediately and caught the dude trying to run away, and the guy just comes back with that stupid smirk on his face, and he's like, "Give it to the kid." Like it's like you knew you were in the wrong. It honestly kind of reminded me of. It honestly kind of reminded me of like, I remember going to a Giants game, and this was long before they had the fences up to kind of protect those that are sitting behind the dugouts with foul balls. And I remember seeing, who was it? I think it was Brandon Belt. Brandon Belt threw a ball to a kid who was like wearing an orange jersey right in front of him. He softly bounces it like off the top of the dugout, and this guy just reaches across and grabs the ball. And the kid's like, and everyone could tell, like it wasn't like Brandon Belt didn't even need to say anything. It literally was like every parent, every fan was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, it was all back. And I remember it was I think it was like one of Isis and I's first games together too. And Isis is like, I just can't believe certain people. I'm like, come on, it's San Francisco. Like, what do you expect? It's everyone's kind of selfish. It's all about
like,
them.
Honestly, like that happens to like everywhere, it happens. And I have this, like, call me arrogant, but like kids, they're going to have a great chance to get a baseball every single game that they go to. If obviously, if they only go to one game in their life, then yes. Okay. I understand that. But you have some of these old parents, old dads out there that are rarely going to, if they never went to a game as a kid because they couldn't afford it, and now they're finally getting able to go and they want a foul ball, well, let them have it.
Yeah. You like Corey. I went to, when Corey and I were working together, we went to a game. I got there early just because I wanted to see some BP. Somebody threw a ball over the fence, and I literally just had, like, I was talking to the couple that was next to me, and I just had seen it in my peripheral. The ball like hit perfectly on the chair that was in front of me, and I just went like this, like caught it, like just like this, and I was like, and the guys that I was talking to were like, "Dude, great reaction." I was like, "I just saw it coming. I just threw my hand out and caught it." But then again, I was there early, so then I started to walk around to the backside because I wanted to go get a drink at the cocktail bar. And now they have this net that's over the bar. But somebody hit a home run, I don't know who, and I just went to go check out like the new bullpen that's in it's in center field. And I see the ball, and then it's just coming down, and literally just like watch it roll off the net, and it hits the rope, and I just another ball. So I'm walking around 2 balls, and I ended up giving Corey's son Maverick a ball. And I was like, "Here, dude." And he's like, "What? No way, man." And it was like, man, I was like, what an awesome experience for like his first Giants game.
Heck yeah. You've come back.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah. I mean, like, going back to the PGA Championship, I feel like with Xander, I don't know, you tell me how you felt, because after the first like day, I was like, it's Xander. He's going to blow it. After Saturday, it's Xander. He's going to blow it. Saturday, it's Xander. He's going to blow it, And then, like, I'm happy for him. It doesn't, I mean, seems like a good dude.
It's Happy's turn. The shooter's going to choke. No, I honestly thought the same thing. I literally was waiting for him just to blow it like on Sunday, right? Everyone was kind of sneaking up on him. And I even said it when we were out on the course. I was like, "Oh, he's only leading by 1, 4 holes to play." I was like, "I don't know, man." At the Arnold Palmer, he had 6 holes to play to just tie to
with like one stroke,
Scottie.
right?
Yeah, with one stroke, and I was
And he had a
like,
lot of good putts. Yeah, I remember that.
he did nothing. He missed
Mhm.
two. I think he missed
Like
two of the
5 or
six.
6
Two.
foot.
Yeah, two.
Yeah.
No, he missed two of the six greens, and then
Mm.
he missed like, yeah, he missed those four putts um within 5 or 6 feet. It was just like it's his to blow it. But no, I mean, it's good to see him win. Yeah, I really don't. I really, honestly, my mind's been set on our round at Carmel Valley Ranch. Just
Let's talk about it. Let's talk
some of
about
the
it.
stuff, but it's good to see him win. And it was
Yeah.
really classy to see. It was really classy of Bryson to go over there, be the first person to greet him, say congrats, and then give a huge shout out to him on in his interview. So it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Happy for him. But I mean, again, with Bryson going second place, apparently those Avoda they sold out already again. They're
Yeah.
just flying off the shelves. But let's talk about our round, man. We finally got a round in on Sunday at Carmel Valley Ranch. Played 18 holes. You guys have already probably seen it, and if you haven't already, our match play video of 9 holes on the back nine at Carmel Ranch is actually on YouTube. So definitely go check that out. Like it. And also just watch it. Let us know what you think. Comment what you think, who you think would win, and also what you think of the video. If there's anything I can be better, if I could have done better editing it. I mean, I'm an amateur here, just doing it for fun. And I had a blast. It was a beautiful course, extremely windy, probably the most windy conditions I've ever played in. And yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. It was nice seeing you. It was nice meeting TJ for the first time. And I was surprised you gave me 4 strokes, but you did, and I'll take 4 strokes. And yeah, I mean, what did you think of the round? I mean, like,
Dude, I don't like. It was a good round. It was a good round. I started off hot, and then all of a sudden, it was like just after that par three, it just I don't know, dude. And then on top of that too, like TJ and I were talking about it the whole way home. I was just like, I felt like I was so focused on making sure that like I was catching everything filming that I forgot. Like, oh yeah,
about
I gotta hit a shot. Like I gotta do
about
this. Like
your
what am I gonna
shots.
do
Yeah,
here?
you're not used to being behind the
Yeah.
camera like I am when I'm making the videos or when I'm with
But
other people.
well, I'll say this with the heavy duty camera, yeah, it
Mhm.
definitely requires a lot more attention. There's a lot more stuff kind of going on in your brain. But it
Mhm.
was like with my GoPro, it's like, okay, I just set it up, hit my
Yep.
shot, and then
Yep.
I'm done. I just go, right?
It's definitely a little
It's
different. Yep.
yeah. And so TJ was like, don't beat yourself up about it. Like, you still play good golf. He's like, it's not what you normally do by any means. He's like, I think that's probably the worst I've ever seen you play. But he was like, he's like, now you see why, like, when some of these guys kind of are really focused in on their golf, it's different for them because they're used to just being very like interactive, very short. It's kind of like,
Mhm.
okay, like now I'm going to do my stuff. And it was more also too of like we did have a couple groups that were kind of running
Mhm.
up on us,
Yeah.
and I'm like shit, like okay, let's let these
Mhm.
guys play through. And both what 2 times that we let those people play through, it was just horrendous golfers,
And
horrendous
fortunately, though, it
golfers.
didn't hold us back at all.
It
After we
didn't,
let them
but
through, but I did think about this right now. I think it was whatever was it like the par 4, the one that's like the highest undulation that you're driving up and up and up
yeah,
forever.
that par five.
That part,
Oh no,
I
par
just
four. Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
par 4. I just realized TJ was like, "Oh, that's a Lumix. Okay, cool. I'm a photographer. Why didn't I let him record my shots instead of you? Because
He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have.
why? Really? No, you don't
No,
think
no,
so?
he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't have because again, TJ like, and that was the other thing was like I was thinking because TJ's typically a fast play, like he's a fast golfer. He wants to
Yeah,
get going.
yeah.
He likes to be in his own rhythm. And so I think the
Hmm.
fact that we waited a little bit longer, we were trying to do all this stuff, it kind of messed with him. But
Okay, that makes
you
sense.
know, but still, like he was like, dude, I had a great time. Beautiful course. He's like, I just wish I would have played better. Like that's it.
Same. So I feel like all of us did, honestly. Like
Dude,
the
that
wind.
win was daunting. That win was daunting. It was just hard to try and get your mind to think like I have 165 yards and I'm hitting I'm hitting a 6-iron. Like,
what is
you know,
going on? And it's
I mean,
still
even that par three, you hit a 54 degree and literally were up on the hill. I hit a 9 degree, or I'm sorry, I had not a 9 degree. I hit a 9-iron, and it was
a
a perfect
punch.
shot.
Yeah,
And it
like
still
a
was
yard or
what
two
probably,
short. Yeah.
dude. It was just unreal. That wind just kept picking up, and it's like, yeah, we were like, oh yeah, 6,100 yards, like no
Like
big deal.
like the thing about the wind too is like whether it's behind you or with you or against you, like on that the one time you do not really want wind to be with you when it's that fast. I don't know, like this is gonna be a tough question. Would you rather have wind in your face or behind you on a par three? Because that par three was like 226. I end up going
No,
with
no, no.
a six
Which
iron.
which par
And
three? The one over the
That's
water?
the second to last one, the second to last on the match play on the back nine. It was the last par three that we played. It was the long one. It was the wind was at our back, dude. I think I went with a 6-iron. That's normally like my 190 ish on a warm day club, and I hit it thin ish. It literally like landed pin high and obviously shot off because it didn't have any height on it and it was just probably flying like crazy. And you had a good shot and yours hit and just rolled off the green as
Yeah.
well. But I mean, like whether it's in your face or against you, like there's nothing good about wind, and I hate it.
Yeah, I personally, I'd rather have the wind behind me. I don't know why. I just
No, I
know,
get it. I
like,
feel like that's probably the most easiest
yeah,
thing to do, but at the same time, it's difficult regardless of which way you
it
go.
is. It is. I mean, with that wind, like, let's just be honest here. That was like 20 to 30 mile an hour winds that we were
Hmm.
kind of feeling. I mean, even my shot on number two where I hit that 3-iron. I mean, that hole was 331 yards. I hit my 3-iron 295 yards just short of the water to have only like a 40-yard shot in. Like, I was just like,
Dude.
oh, whoa, I didn't know the water came in that quick, you
Dude,
know?
so many of those shots that like, oh, I didn't know that it went like this. Like, what was it? The
Well,
third
think
hole on the
about
back nine where you dropped all the way down when it was super
yeah,
steep. Like, I had
yeah.
no idea that would have dropped off
Well,
that
think,
day.
well, think, well, think about that freaking, what, you were greenside. You hit a drive that was like 387 yards. You flew it into the bunker.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
insane. That was with the wind behind us.
dude.
That was that.
Yeah, TJ probably hit his best 3-wood of the day on that hole and
Mhm.
almost found the water. I mean, he hit that 3-wood probably 285, 290 almost. I mean,
Dude,
he
that was
he had less than 100
insane.
yards in, and your green side like flew in the bunker, which means you went over the water and just slammed into it, which was like even more insane,
And
you
then I
know?
and then I still can't believe I birdied that hole because I still
Yeah,
had like a 12 to 15 foot putt, fast greens. Oh man, I can't wait to. Well, it'll be a little bit of time. I'm gonna give myself a
yeah,
little bit of a break before I edit our uh, best ball video. But my first
yeah.
two chips, man, are hilarious.
I mean, what you said on one, I wish we had the camera rolling because it was just so perfect. And even TJ's like trying to coach you on it, like, hey man, it's just grass. And you're like, I just didn't want to hurt it. I just didn't want to
It was
hurt the
so pretty.
grass.
I didn't. Oh my gosh, man.
And then he tells you, he's like, you picked your head up. You picked your head up, and you're like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I know.
dude. And then that
Yeah,
and then
dude.
that good putt, that good putt. Oh man, that was a big joke. But like that's like always. Ever since I got back into golf, the whole joke is like you never say good putt until like the ball is either
Nice putt.
there
Yeah,
or nice putt or whatever, and you just jinx it.
yeah,
And the one thing I will say is I definitely putted pretty well in terms of pace. I had a
hmm,
few good putts, and I was telling TJ like you have some of those days where you line up your putt, you get your confidence right behind it, and you stand up there and you're like, oh boy, I don't know, man, I don't know, but like you got to follow through with it because if you change it last minute, it's not the right read. And every time I
yeah,
was like, you know what, I've been putting good, just stick with it, and majority of the time it was a decent putt,
yeah,
but.
dude. Yeah, the thing so going back to what I wanted to tell you before we
Mhm.
jumped on the podcast was the thing that like was getting to me after I left was just like I even told TJ, I was like, dude, I'm gonna hate this video when it comes out because I just look so defeated. Like, fuck. Like I said, there was even times where like John's talking into the GoPro and I'm just like, like I'm just sitting there like in my own world,
You
like
can see
I'm
it. You can see
pissed.
it. You can see it. You
Yeah,
can
I
see
was
it.
like, I'm pissed. And
Yeah.
TJ, and like, even like when you were telling me, you're like, dude, don't be so pissed. And I was like, I'm never pissed. Like, even TJ can vouch for that. I'm never pissed. Like, I literally just am like, I mean, I'll be disappointed with stuff, but I'm like,
Right.
not to the point to where it's like, I'm just like, I just want it to be over with. Like, I'm done, you know? And TJ's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
yeah, dude, I've never just seen him look so defeated because he like normally like what TJ said, normally he's just smashing the ball, making birdies left and right, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know what it was. It's just like
Dude,
the
that
thing, the
one
thing
where you
that,
were. Oh, go for it.
yeah,
Go for No,
I
go
was
for it.
gonna
Go for it.
say
No,
no,
finish
no,
up. No, go for it.
no. I know exactly what you're talking about. The one where is the short that where you showed me the clip, short par four, and I just kept finding the
I've
lip,
never
like
played a hole that fast of like a. Would you call that a? It's not a false front because it's not green, but
it
like,
is
what
a
would you call
it
it?
is a
It
false
is.
front. Yeah,
It is okay.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that was insane. I mean, like, I was like, oh man, this is gonna make a great clip. Oh my gosh, like, but I
yeah.
feel so bad for Julio right now because I know he's going through it, and I know I would be so pissed if I was in the situation. First time goes up, I'm like, oh good, but I just kept it rolling for whatever reason, just to get your reaction or whatever. Then oh my gosh, the ball's still going, and it just kept on
Yeah,
coming down and coming down, and you knew it like right off the bat. I'm
yeah.
watching the redo of me like editing, and I'm like, I see your reaction, like you knew it right off the bat.
Oh yeah, I knew because I like walked up first to go check it out. I was like, yeah, I gotta hit this right in front and just like then it should
Hmm.
roll out because the front was like this. It was literally like a
Hmm.
little,
Yep.
it was a false front to where if you don't get over, it's coming all the way back. But if you go too far, it's going to the back of the green.
Yeah.
And so it like I walked it out and I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I just got to hit it right there. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, I should hit my 54 degree. And instead I kept hitting my 58. And
Mm.
you could see it, the ball would hit and it would just bite. And I'm
Yep.
like, why aren't you getting up there? Like I'm hitting it
Yeah.
with plenty. So it was just there was that. I don't think I made a single birdie the whole freaking round, but it was
Did
just
you
like,
not?
no, I don't think I did.
Wow. Yeah, because
I
I
was
know
just
in best ball you didn't. I had one. I think I only had
yeah.
one. I had
Yeah, I
maybe a
think that was
net
it.
birdie, but like I didn't
That
have
was the
any.
only birdie. No, I don't even think you got a net birdie. You had a
Yeah.
chance,
No.
but then you ended
Yeah.
up three jacking. But still, it was just like I was just like, dude, this sucks. But then I'm
Hmm.
thinking to myself,
Hmm.
yeah, this is one of those courses that kind of humbles you because it is at 6,100 yards,
And
plays
you
at a par
think like, oh,
70.
I'm gonna kill it. 61. I'm
Yeah.
gonna shoot low.
Well, and the thing is too, like I don't mean to cut you off, but then the next
No.
day, it's Monday and it's windy over here. So I go out with some of my buddies to go play just to like give myself that confidence. What do? Fire off a 70, hitting 3 wood only from the tips. Just all my
Hey,
whole
the
mindset
camera
was
humbles you, man. The camera humbles you. I'll tell you. I've
dude,
been playing behind the
literally.
camera for a little bit, but I hear you. Like that's definitely a thing. That one, I feel like you were overdoing it with the camera, and by me saying that, that's like when I texted you yesterday. Like I'm watching you, and I only see because of the side clip of our shots. It.
Mhm.
I had to. What do you call it? I had to crop it, so it doesn't show everybody. I just wanted us swinging. I don't want to see anyone else behind on like the side view. But like you would show you, and you're like holding the thing up like over your head like this. And I'm watching. I'm like, dude, use the stand. It's high enough. It's not like the GoPro that's already low. Where you got to hold it up like right here.
Yeah,
It's already right here. Just do yourself a favor. Keep it right there. All you got to do is angle it to where you think the ball's going and zoom in. That's it. And then just
yeah,
hold it there. That's all you got to do. I feel like you're making it a little bit more difficult holding it up. You got a weird angle.
yeah,
But obviously it was your first time. And I gave you like a 10-second course on like, this is just how you zoom in and that's all you got to worry about,
yeah,
but
yeah.
when you don't do
Well,
that,
well, because of that, like I've been I found the same camera that you have on Facebook Market for like $200. Same 4K, everything.
You gonna
And
give
I
it a
asked the guy, I
shot?
was like, what? I asked the guy, I was like, what's wrong with it? He goes, absolutely nothing. He's like, I just don't use it. I know I'm not going to get my money's worth for it. And I was like, make it 150. and so,
No
and
way.
so I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow. But he has the full stand. He's got the 4 battery pack. He does have microphones for it. It already has that Roca or the head or the microphone that you have on it.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Well, um, I was even telling my buddy Corey over here was like, look, my buddy's playing with his buddies down there in Fresno. I can't make it every weekend to go play with them. I was like, look, you and I play some good golf together. Like, would you mind filming for me and just doing stuff? He goes, absolutely, bro. He goes, yeah. He goes, I love when you bring out the camera on the GoPro because he's like, I get into it. Like, I want to play a little better, and stuff. And he's like, and I'm not even the one getting filmed. And he's like, so
Wait, hey,
he's
is
like,
he a
I'd
dad?
love
Is he a
to.
dad?
Yeah, he's got 2 daughters.
Dude, just do a video with him. Like
Yeah,
like whether it's a scramble, whether it's a best ball, whether it's a match, just something that
yeah,
because like what I do out here, same thing. Just get someone out there. Like Kyle's huge for me. He's an amazing. He used to do weddings, so like he knows exactly what he's doing, and that's where he was getting like the side views and things like that. I'm like, oh, it's a smart idea. Brandon never done it in his life, knows how to do it. He picked it up pretty quickly, and so he's helpful with that too. He loves recording as well. But if you can find a few people, dude, that makes it fun, because
hmm
then, well, crap, then you got to send me the content and then I got to edit it. But or you can learn and work on YouTube University. Work on some editing, and it's fun. It's cool. You get the shot tracers down, but I'm telling you, man, once you do it, then it's like, because I'm thinking, dude,
it's
like
cake.
it's not that difficult, and then it's just like the GoPro, like when you can now play with the GoPro, and that doesn't really throw you off when you set it up and put
Yeah,
it in between your shots. I'm really thinking in July I have a 2-day trip to the West Coast, and to the coast basically of Rio Grande for my church. They have like a 2-day golf getaway, and I'm really thinking about either bringing my camera or not, because if I don't, it'll be like the first time in like 2 years that I haven't recorded like a shot. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm so used to recording now, and it's just part of everything. And it'd be dope to have people do it. And even my dad and Brandon and Kyle's like, dude, you gotta like get like a Fresno City or Fresno State like film student that just like wants to get some hours in or something, record so you just focus on that. And I'm like, dude, that'd be so sick just to have someone
yeah.
else out there, like the good guys, except what's the opposite of good? Like the bad guys, in the sense of like you're doing it the opposite, you're doing it a cheap way. They're paying someone like $1,000 to shoot them. We're
No,
just
I mean, you got to think like it's one, like what Kyle said. If someone's looking to just kind of get hours of filming and doing stuff, you're helping them, but you can ultimately say, hey, look, like if we can do this right, my page could grow.
mhm,
Like I mean, the good guys didn't know they're going to be paying someone to do all this stuff. Like
mhm, right.
it's a really powerful thing when you start bringing a community together. And like I'm learning, and I think we're both seeing that as like, the amount of support from Instagram whenever we post stuff. Like it's awesome to see friends or wives, like say, oh, dude, that's so cool. I literally had a buddy of mine. I literally had a buddy of mine who I used to play golf with all the time, but he lives out in Palm Springs now. Terrible place to live, but
Well,
but
not bad for golf though. No.
no, he lives like right there on
Oh, that's the joke. Got it. Okay.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
sarcastic. I didn't
And
pick it up right over
yeah.
my head.
And so he like sent me the video because he follows our page, and he goes, dude, he goes, that looks like a tough shot. He's like, I could only imagine the lie. And I was like, I was literally sitting on like weeds, and I had a fence. I had like a little fence that was like
Dude,
right
that
in
was
front of me.
insane.
I just had to scoop it. And he's like, man, he's like, I miss watching you golf. And I was just like, yeah, well, I think I shot like 90 out there. Like, I don't even know, dude. It was one good clip. And so he was like, yeah, but again, it's really cool to see it. And it just kind of motivates me because it's like, again, I play more than what I should, just because like the group of guys that I play with, it's always like, all right, dude, Like, don't worry about it. We got you. Just come on out. Come with us. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just gotta, I don't know, that last weekend, that last Sunday, it just ate me up because the whole time I'm just like thinking like, dude,
Of
I'm going to hate this
course.
video because I literally am just going to see myself just like,
Well, dude, you're not the only one who had bad shots, dude. Like, I had some terrible shots, and it's hilarious. I was like laughing at him. Like, you see these
yeah.
things, like the one where you chucked your club. You're like, did you get that? I'm like, of course. Yeah, no, like, of course I did. And like that was what was good about that, is that we both were bad in that, like
Yeah.
in that match play. Like, we both hit some good shots, we both hit some bad shots, we both putted pretty bad, and I added a lot of sound effects, a lot of clips where Michael Scott, no, please God, no, like those little clips where it's like gone forever, Aaron Hernandez, just like
Oh,
little
geez.
random things where it's just like, hopefully can add a little bit more flavor to it, because like Bob Does Sports, at least for this last video, we did not play that good of golf. It is more for hopefully the more of the entertainment side of things, compared to watch us play amazing golf, and because we're amazing golfers.
Yeah.
But dude, just do what I do, and
Flush it.
not just flush it, but like, if you're getting that camera, dude, just get some dads and just do a video, have them, if they want to help out, great, that's huge, because then you could do it on your end.
Yep. Well, that's what me and my buddy Corey were talking about, was literally, he was just like, yeah, dude, he's like, we could totally do that. He's like, that'd be fun. And I'm like, yeah, dude, my buddy's always got his buddies playing with him. I'm like, we can talk about Foxtail. I said, we can go out to Bodega and talk about Bodega. I said, we can go out to that treasure chest of a course, which is Sea Ranch. I was like, all the places that we talk about, I was like, we can really go there and, do all this stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
dude. I mean, no, that'd be sick, because obviously we want to shoot more content together. It's just the distance that sucks, and that's literally the only barrier. But like, you playing rounds, and then me playing rounds, and then we play together, like, that'll keep everything growing, because as much as I'd like to golf every single week, I know you golf more consistently, as in terms of like playing in rounds instead of just going to the range once a week or something like that. And if you can just get a round or two, and we can keep more content getting pushed out more consistently on the golf content, not podcast side of things. But I was checking one of my memes that I posted. Did you see that meme that I created with Zach Galifianakis, where it's like, my buddies ask if I'll ever stop pulling out the driver on short par fours or going for the green and two, and it's like, I will never change, never ever. Dude, it's got over 30,000 views on Facebook.
Yeah.
It is blown up.
Bro, I love that video where like you're it's like you walking out on the stage. That one's a good one, because then they did the same video of Scottie with his
I saw that with the orange suit.
Orange suit. And I love Bob Does Sports like meme where they said, who wore it better, Joey Coldcuts in his orange outfit or Scottie.
Oh man, dude. I remember that. I remember that TikTok video of him like coming out. He's just
what
like,
are you wearing?
Bob's voice is like so perfect. It's
is.
like, what is it? Inmate 713.
Yeah.
Attention, inmate 713. Just
Bob, stop it. Come on, Bob.
I'm trying to
It's
putt him, man.
It's 7:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, dude. No reason that he blew up, but I think it's a good spot to wrap up the podcast for now. If you guys have not checked out our match play from Carmel Valley Ranch Golf Course, again, we haven't shouted him out, but thank you, Patty O'Shea, for hooking us up and getting us on that golf course. Absolute gem of a course. Would love to play it with a little bit less wind, but had a blast with it. And would love to have him on there, honestly. We're really hoping to play with him. And if that would have happened, we would have definitely had more of a threesome kind of vibe, where we either did like a 3-man
Would have
scramble.
saved some money.
Saved about $20-$25 each, or at least have him there when we signed in. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But please check out the video on YouTube. And let's see here. Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. You guys have probably been seeing the pop-ups come on up. Follow us at Four Dads Golf on all of the platforms. And we really appreciate that. And don't forget to stay fly and go low. And we will see you guys next week.